anytime.
Thank you, Eva. So hi everyone. I'm so glad to being here, and thank you, Eva, for the introduction. I'm sure that you've read a little bit about me. I'm not gonna waste that time to have the introduction, and again, we'll have a quick intro in our presentation. What I need to mention is to define that this session is a bit challenging to put in one session in 1 hour and a half, but I try to make like the most important points for you to be able to start your e-commerce platform, your e-commerce business, and if you already started, to maintain it and to scale it. And of course, you can have like all the required tools from this session to be able even to focus on one of the sections by yourself and do the research, and hopefully have other sessions maybe in future in a more detailed way. But I do my best to answer all your questions. I will now share my screen. Please feel free always to put in the chat your questions, because of the, as I said, the time and the extensive or intensive content that we have. I'm not gonna able to go like in the details of some questions, but I'll be happy to be sharing my LinkedIn account, my contact information, and Eva, of course, can receive all your questions. I'll be happy, really happy to be helping. As my mission is now to commit, is always to commit and share the knowledge, the right knowledge for entrepreneurs, for startups, for small and medium enterprises who are struggling to start with any, like the international situation and the local issues that we have in many countries. So I'm sharing, I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, we are.
Okay, cool. Let me expand it. Okay, so here's the e-commerce startup guide. Just as a quick intro, I'm sure that you saw this intro on the invitation. I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm an economic empowerment fellow with the United States department. That program is about exchange and trying to deliver all the required knowledge and expertise to anyone who wishes to start their own business, to extend and improve their knowledge and make some change in the world. And also, I'm a human rights defender, focusing on sustainable development goals that the UN set for 2030 vision. So I would like to hear from you in the chat. Unfortunately, we cannot do that by opening the mic, just because of the big number of attendees, and at the same time, the limited time that we have. I hope that you can share in the chat, who are you in short sentence. I have a clue, like I have an example in this slide. Like me, I'm a social entrepreneur, CEO, digital strategist, and human rights defender. This is how I shortly introduce myself. So please put in the chat. I know your name from the Zoom list. I would love to hear, like, what is your short intro, if you can put in the chat. I hope that you can be sharing quickly these questions. We have 3 questions that we can start, and it will really help me to customize and personalize the session according to your needs and your situation and your work. So please put in the chat a short sentence about you. Who are you? Yeah, whatever, and we can, whatever you need to mention about yourself. And I'll be also checking the chat for later on. I'll be happy to connect with you and share more tips and experiences on other platforms like LinkedIn or other sessions. So yeah, please feel. By the way, the next question, because I saw Sabrine said that from Tunisia. So you can put together from where you are, what city you are in now. Me, I'm currently sitting in Beirut. So please feel free to answer both questions if you feel comfortable doing that. So who are you, in which city you are right now, And next is a like interesting question that we'll be sharing together for icebreaking. So Marwa, welcome. Kohinoor from Bangladesh, Sabrine from Tunisia, I'm sorry, it's going so fast if I forgot anyone. Mayank, e-commerce entrepreneur, Lama from Qatar, Zarifi from Beirut, Dania, franchisee of chocolate brand. Then we wish our next session, Dania, would be in person so we can taste that chocolate. Lydia, moving to Greece. You're in Beirut, moving to Greece. Nesreen, Brazilian, Lebanese. Samira, owner of Magvision, Aruba, from Beirut, fashion designer. Nuray, academic from Turkey. Nader from Tunisia. Elisar from Beirut. Arwa from Lebanon. Yeah, I'm so happy to see that there are quite diverse locations that you are in. Fatima, ITC advisor from Shuf. And Mina. Amal from Mina. From Lebanon, okay. Jewelry, Iowa, in Lebanon. Kiao Jo, Myanmar. Dania, why not? With pleasure. Thank you. Marcos from Ecuador. Mapa from Rwanda. Kohinoor, CEO, Tarango, Bangladesh. Hala from Lebanon. I'm not sure, Eva, if you're still there, maybe we can save the chat. I would really love to connect with everyone in the chat. It's really interesting. Zainab from Beirut. Augustina from Miami. Kids yoga teacher and business owner from Lebanon, sitting now in Abu Dhabi. Jeremy from Philippines. And the list goes on. Ike from London. Hala, PharmaClick. Mohammed from Somalia. Dorothea from Central America. Hazmik, copywriter from Lebanon. It's really happy to see you all. I'm really excited to learn more about your journey, your businesses, your work. I mean, to take the time and be here means a lot to your journey, that you're committed to keep learning and keep making the exchange and networking. It's really a very important part of the journey, any journey that you're in, and any time, even if you're in the start, if you're at the end, if you feel that you made the huge success that you wanted, it's always like it's an endless journey that is amazing. So welcome everyone from wherever you are, from all the cities and countries that you mentioned. I would like to ask you this question before we proceed. It's quite an interesting question because it usually show that the difference between what we see as a problem, because we live in a challenging world we are in a really challenging world, in a challenging time. I know that, you know, maybe different countries, someone in a country would tell me that we are in a crisis, another one tell me that we are in a different type of crisis. We feel like we are always in crisis. So having a positive thinking toward problems and changing it to challenges, changing our perspective to challenges, and to deal with it in a smart way and to create opportunities is the greatest thing. And the difference between that and the hope. So in the chat, again, even if I would ask you again to put in the chat, like, what is your greatest challenge and what is your greatest hope? Like, a challenge would be something that you're struggling with. I don't know. I don't have the good access to internet. I don't have electricity. I don't have good fund to support my startup. I don't have the right team. I don't have a partner or the right partner to focus on my business, or whatever is a challenge for you or a problem that you can see as a challenge. Please share it. My challenge and my hope is a bit, it's a bit funny that both are an opposite. Like, make some change is my greatest challenge. I'm challenging myself to make it change. And my hope is to change the world. It's not something that I can probably do. It's a big and non-realistic maybe goal, but it's a hope. So the difference between making a change, that thing that you can do within your environment, within your community, within your company, within your country, it's something that you can definitely do. And a hope is something that maybe you don't have any action or any power to change or to do. That would be a hope, something that you hope to change or hope to happen. So please feel free to share it in the chat box. So Marwa, Go International, need payment gateways. I'm sure, yeah, Marwa, you're from Lebanon, definitely need a payment gateway. I'll be happy to talk about that. By the way, it's the trending challenge in many countries in the region. So where am I now? Okay, greatest challenge of overcoming government corruption, Marcos. Hope, exporting on a larger global scale. Yeah. Starting difficulty finding procedures to partner with around the world, having a successful ethical fashion business. Successful ethical fashion, wow. Okay. My greatest challenge is finding the right partner. The challenge is the fast pace. The word is in right now. And I'd say I hope for peace of mind. I agree that peace of mind and mental health is the challenge right now. My greatest challenge is finding the right partner to have the ability to do cross-border e-commerce in Tunisia. To have the ability to do cross-border in Tunisia, mentioned that. Muhammad from Somalia, e-commerce business. So that's your introduction. Manufacturing in Lebanon is a huge challenge. I hope things will get better on different level. Yes, it is a huge challenge because it requires a macro strategy that is missing. Make technologies and innovation accessible, comprehensible, and beneficial for everyone, having one word without borders, religions, and ethnic groups, ITC, and that's EVA. Yeah, that's great. The borderless word is the greatest hope for me too. This is Ijeoma. I hope I'm spelling the name correctly. Women entrepreneur from Nigeria. I have to teach and mentor at least 11.11 million Filipinos through better changes. Is that the correct number or I'm reading it? Okay, 11 million. Yeah. Okay, you can do that. you know, you can do that. I mean, many startups reached like big numbers with just believing in one idea. In education for financial security using the right e-commerce technology. MAPA, my greatest challenge, customer way was services for free rather than paying. Challenge, figuring out, Zarifa, how to make a living from art without having to leave Lebanon. Changing the world one drawing at a time. Wow. Hire the right team, expand worldwide. Zainab, my greatest challenge now is finding fund for my SME. I hope my brand becomes international. Hala. Yeah. And nothing is impossible, by the way. Not like literally. It's something that I figured it out with a lot of people. Due to climate change, flooding, one of my challenge. My oil production is home-based in rural areas. Thanks, Kohinoor, Yasmin, CEO, Tarango, Bangladesh. Thanks. International logistics cost is most challenge we are facing in B2C e-commerce. Yeah, and by the way, that's an international crisis. The supply chain is having a real problem. Find fund. Hala, going international is a challenge due to the current economic situation in Lebanon, bank payment gateways. Yeah, I'll be happy that I'm happy that this is one of the most interesting sections. I mean, if we take Lebanon as an example and many countries in the region, it can be like really easy in other countries that doesn't have the two main problems, and that is the banking system and the online payment for e-commerce, and the logistics part definitely. But in the online payments, it's really challenging, and I'm happy that having that one on my list to be talking about it. Okay, right scenarios for international movies. Please keep sharing in the chat. I'll be definitely reading all these stuff and connect with everyone here to be working together on your dreams and the one common dream that we all have in our countries and in the world. Like one last request is something actually fun that you can share, just to add a little bit of change, because I can see that most of our hopes are related to crisis in our countries. Let's change that. What would you do if social networks are closed every day at 5 p.m.? For me, for example, I would spend some more time with my family. I would read a new topic article. I don't really have time to read large books, so I read articles most of the time. So I would read more and learn new stuff, and do some sports activities. So I try to maintain the three, human sections. Mainly it is the brain, your body, and the learning part, and the emotional part, which is the family definitely, and your friends or whatever. Dania, I'll have time for myself, read a new book, work more on my business. Yeah, that's the addiction of having a business. Yeah, what would you do if, like, social media, imagine if it's like any other business that stops. It's funny, by the way, because when I was thinking about that, imagine that, yeah, social media, if you have a store or if you have anything online, like it stops at 5 p.m. and then it comes back the other day at 8 a.m. Yeah, it's interesting that that it's not there. It's totally different than just you putting your mobile aside, or your laptop or tablet or whatever device you're using. I don't have social media except for WhatsApp. Zainab, wow. Okay, I'm sure that after the session, you'll have social media accounts for your business. I'll have time for myself, Dania, I already read that. Socialize more, attend more art shows. Nancy, socialize more, yeah, and not using social media, because it's funny that its name is social media. Read more and be more relaxed with my children. Priscilla, Tara, practice piano, have a break from everything and spending time with my family. Amazing. I love how things are changing, by the way. If I would ask this question 2-3 years ago, before the pandemic, I wouldn't have these questions, these answers, sorry. So it's more focusing on yourself, on your mindfulness, on your peace of mind. We hear these stuff now after the pandemic. Hopefully we can make sure that this can be the change everywhere, like in schools, in universities, in our workplace, and everywhere, to focus on humans more than the success or whatever we call it, like in terms of productivity or whatever it is. Thank you so much. Please feel free to share your Iron Milk alternative plan, Kohinoor. Please feel free to share your thoughts in the chat. I'll be really happy to share to read this anytime later. I'll be happy now to be moving with our session. Please feel free to ask your questions in the chat box. If I get a lot of questions, it is totally fine. You can ask more than 1, 2, 3 questions, whatever. I make sure if I'm not able to answer within this session, we still have 1 hour. It's fair enough. I more focus on the interactive part. I don't really put a lot of theories. It's a kind of title. But if you feel that the technical part is something that you need within your business, within your job, within your life, whatever you need it, I'll be happy to share now an answer or later on through connection, through Ecom platform, or through LinkedIn, or whatever social network that you use, or WhatsApp. Who mentioned that you don't, Zainab, you just have WhatsApp. I can be available also on WhatsApp. Okay, so what's next? So what this workshop will be covering, this workshop will cover the list that technically the list that we already shared with within the registration page. Introduction to e-commerce business, like a quick introduction, going to the basics, because we hear a lot of definitions, and we have a lot of influencers now and a lot of I don't know, sophisticated meanings for e-commerce. We just go to the basics. Okay, we need to go to the basics to know why and what is e-commerce, different types of e-commerce platforms, how to start your e-commerce business. Even if you're started, just go back to the basics. I read many of you saying that I will start over, I will rewrite the plan, I will do things again, reconsider things. This is amazing, by the way. Even if you have a unicorn, a large business, a large enterprise, going to the basics, question your why, what, and how is essential wherever you are and whatever stage you are. If you're a startup, large enterprise, whatever. I mean, like during the pandemic, I'm sure that many of you saw many companies and enterprises shutting down because the challenging situation that they couldn't adapt to it, just because they didn't go to the basics, didn't ask why we are doing that and how we are doing it, and is it the right way to do it. So go to the basics always. Don't just think that in an advanced place, just I'm doing fine. Suddenly you can lose a big part of your business, if not all of it. Build your website, domain, hosting, and platforms. I'm sure that this is the technical part that many of you go to the web, because we're talking about website on a website. So imagine how many information you would get in the international or the online blogs. It's really a huge, like for me as an expert in the digital strategies, I know how to build the website from scratch. I've learned it since I was 12 years old, since the beginning of websites. And I still, when I go to the online space, sometimes I read some articles that I feel like, oh my God, this is so sophisticated. Who would start a website with this knowledge? I mean, you really need to have a clear, I'm sorry, I'm gonna mute. Okay, so I was also muted. So yeah, just focus on the basics. Don't get overwhelmed with all the information that you have on the web. Just maybe have one of the mentors that you know. I mean, I'm here now, you can ask me, but always see someone you trust, someone you just give you the right knowledge, then the knowledge or the information that you need, and not more than that. Don't get overwhelmed, because there's a really lot of information about e-commerce and websites on the web. Online payment gateways, it's really interesting, this topic. Now with the fintech evolution, it's again overwhelming to see like a lot of solutions, but not knowing what do we need to do. I mean, there's cryptocurrency now where you don't need a bank to get paid anymore and to transfer. But again, what is cryptocurrency? How can I use it? Oh my God, I had like 1 year trying to learn how to launch e-commerce. Now we have cryptocurrency. I have to learn it. So I keep here, I keep listening to these comments, but nothing is impossible. Like if someone gives you the right knowledge and the right time, the right information and the right time and format, you will be fine, no matter how technical it is. Don't get frustrated with information. Number 6, shipping methods. I'm sure that this is also a struggle in many countries. Number 7, I just chose some do and don'ts to do in e-commerce, do and not to do in e-commerce. And number 8, challenges and workarounds of e-commerce. Actually, this was in the registration link, there was Lebanon, but then I changed that. I removed Lebanon because I know a lot of challenges are common within the countries, and I added some international problems. Since my focus is more in the region, in the Middle East, and Lebanon was booming in e-commerce until the crisis, was starting to boom until the crisis because of the 2 challenges that we have: online payment gateways and the banking and shipping methods. And I'm sure that in many regions, I worked with startups and entrepreneurs in Europe, in the States. Even so, some struggles are there. Like there's always some struggles. It's not just about the environment. Sometimes the struggle comes from our side. So introduction, what is e-commerce business? Simply, whereas e-business refers to all aspects of operating an online business. So online business is having my business online. The e-commerce is the part of that online business. So not everything is e-commerce on web. E-commerce refers specifically to the online transaction that happens between the customer, the marketplace, the vendor, the supplier, whatever stakeholder in this platform. This is e-commerce. All of the transaction is e-commerce. Now, what are the e-commerce models? Okay, we very often hear about e-commerce. Okay, launch your e-commerce, launch your platform. You hear from families, friends, mentors, whatever. But what are actually e-commerce models? We have the B2C, which is business to customer, which is you as a business is selling to a customer. It's like the most common e-commerce that like you launch a business, you sell your products to the customers. But there are other models. Other models like B2B, businesses selling to other businesses. And that is, for example, a business selling, I don't know, office supplies for other businesses, and it's not for individuals, selling a website and selling trainings, selling, I don't know, furniture, plants, whatever you call it. I don't want to be, just focusing on the digital goods, because many business to business, like shipping is business to business most of the time. These are services, consumer to consumer, C2C, and that's interesting because we saw it a lot. Like it's a social e-commerce sometimes. You know that similar to eBay, when a consumer is using eBay to sell another consumer, it's not eBay who is selling the products to the consumer. It's you going to put like used furniture, products that you create on a marketplace where you are selling your products to another consumer. And it's not necessarily you as a business. You can be like someone. I have I don't know, a chair or a table or a laptop that I need to sell to another consumer. And that's a marketplace where you as a business, you don't do most of the job is done by the consumer. So you don't do a lot of efforts except of the marketing and the organization stuff. Consumer to business, sometimes the consumer sells to the business, and that's a bit confusing. I'm gonna try to explain it with an example. Like influencers are consumers who are selling, for example, their services to a business. So I'm a consumer of iPhone, and Apple company decided to give me the new iPhone just to talk about it online and pay me to do that. So I'm a consumer, but I'm giving, selling my services to an organization, to a business. And you have a lot of examples. I don't want to go into all the details with all the 4 models, but this will give you a lot of ideas, especially people here who don't have an idea how their business can be launched and how their current business can be transformed to an e-commerce model. You have all these 4 models. There's no one way to do that. There's a lot of ways. Please, if you have any questions or anything to add, I'll be happy. As I said, there's no one answer. There's no one way to do things. I'll be happy to hear from you about other, ideas. Please feel free to share your questions, your ideas in the chat. E-commerce types. So I call it models, types. It's sometimes you see this as a model and that as a type. It's just some way to differentiate. I could put all of this together. Now, the type of e-commerce can be retail. So it's the traditional way of doing business. You sell directly to the customers. You have products, you buy the products, you sell it to the customer. The wholesale, you are a business, you sell to other businesses who will sell it to consumers. And then you have drop shipping. This was booming like 1-2 years ago. And this is now, it's also still growing. Dropshipping is actually you are selling a product or a service through your platform, but you're not doing the fulfillment. You are not producing, you are not creating that service or providing that service or product. You are not doing anything except providing it on your platform, so people can buy it from your platform through another third party, through another business. So in your platform, in your e-commerce website, you can have the items, for example, sold by AliExpress or Amazon or I don't know, eBay. So whatever platform you have, you can integrate it with one of the international suppliers where you can sell directly. Marwa said that dropshipping is hard with supply chain. I agree. Mainly supply chain is getting really hard with all kinds of businesses. But yeah, dropshipping is getting really hard now. And the delay specifically for some countries, it can be really frustrating. So a consumer can wait for 2 months maybe to get their product sometimes. So yes, I agree, but it's still for many countries you can do that, and for specific products you can still do that because it's the right product and the right environment. That would be making a change. So selling a unique product in an environment where this product is not available, people can really wait a lot to have that. And with the facilities that you have, the online payments that you have, and all the stuff that people or citizens in a specific country cannot have access to. I know a lot of companies who just have PayPal in the States that they have drop shipping in a different way. So they pay with PayPal and have their shipping locations in the States, and they do the rest like the concierge format. Not the drop shipping, but some stuff are really some access to some resources can really make it game changer. Sabrine, same difficulties in Tunisia. Yeah, this is what I mentioned, by the way, that in the region we have quite like similar challenges, and many other countries. Mainly these challenges are not only maybe they don't exist in the countries that have really large capacities and big spaces. I mean, not spaces only, like a lot of people, a lot of regions where the whole country is like another world, where you can the audience is enough to launch a business, if I can say this simply. So yeah, this is it. Crowdfunding, collect money from consumers in advance. So you have an idea of a great product or a great service, and you don't have money to do that. You don't have resources to do that. You don't have the team, but you feel like this idea can really be make a change, and people would really like pay whatever the amount is to make it happen. And there is a lot of platforms to do that, to make fundraising, to do crowdfunding for your product or service. So for example, I have an idea for a new, let's say, product to be facilitating shipping, for example, or delivery in a specific country. It's a kind of software and a device that can be changing the whole supply chain and the shipping and all this stuff. And it requires like, I don't know, 200K, $200,000. And I don't have that money. And I cannot wait to do, I don't know, make a startup and get fundraising and do all the process for having the funds, the seed, the whatever stage you need to reach to do that. So you just go and do that. And if people are interested in your product, it sometimes can be something creative, something technology, new, whatever it is. So people can go and buy it, pre-buy it. So they buy it before the product is available, before the MVP, which is the minimum viable product, the minimum form of product that you can sell. So you can have that crowdfunding supporting your idea and start producing it. I'm sure that there's a lot of platforms where you can do that. You just search for crowdfunding platforms. And I saw a lot, like millions of dollars were raised for smart ideas, and then it was implemented properly, and now it's booming. Subscription-based e-commerce, it's sometimes, Maba, you have a question, crowdfunding, not easy in African region, any recommendation? Yeah, we will definitely go to that topic. And the challenges part, having this stuff, it's similar, like if you don't have online payments, how do you do e-commerce? It's a similar question. So we cannot do crowdfunding in our region. What do we do? And I really have some interesting solutions for that. It's out of the box. Many people have an answer like, we cannot do that. Do we really have the permission, or I don't know, from the government or whatever, to do that, to start a business somewhere else, to register an NGO in another country, to start a bank account? Can we do that? Is it possible? Yes, everything is possible with the right, plan. Everything is possible. So I'll be happy to share that in the last part, which is the challenges that we all have, and how we can tackle those challenges. Going back to the subscription, the subscription is actually the most useful and the most trendy solution that we're using, and not only for the software as service systems. The subscription is like the email. You buy an email from Google. The more you pay, as long as you pay for that subscription, it remains available. All the services are available to you. But this is only the traditional, idea of subscription. I want to give you another example. If you are in legal services, copywriting services, whatever services you do, you can give me a subscription for my business. So Jack, you can pay $100 every month, for example. I'll give you 2 articles every month. As long as you pay every month, I'll keep providing you with the articles about the topics that you need. So this is based on the subscription. If I purchase the article outside the subscription, if I'm buying like a separate article, it would cost me like $200, for example. Forgive me for the numbers. I'm not aware about if there are any copywriters here. Please forgive my pricing. I don't know about. I'm just giving an example. I'm sure that services are different. Like can go from very cheap, from very expensive and great content to be creating. So this is the subscription. You can provide a monthly service or product sometimes. It's about product. Let's say the magazines that you buy. It's a product that you buy every month. It's based on subscription. So you can create such a similar type or business model as a subscription. What can you sell? Okay, I'm sure that most of you have a business, but don't know how to sell their products on e-commerce. Many people tell me that, okay, my business cannot be online. My product cannot be offered online. Yes, any business can go online. It's not necessarily to be the exact same form of product that you have or service. You can sometimes change it. You know that the story of Play-Doh, it's not related to e-commerce, but Play-Doh was something related to firefighting, a product that used to put on the fire, and then someone created a new product for that, a new solution, and that all the factory was going for, was going to shut down. And then someone just invented the idea. They saw that kids are playing with that same material, and then suddenly they changed it to something called Play-Doh, and now Play-Doh is a very famous brand. So even if you have a business, you can have a separate format of that business. Even, for example, if you are in legal services, you can provide online legal services for startups, even if the traditional legal services cannot be provided for the traditional clients that you have, or the current clients that you have suddenly just shift to e-commerce. You cannot do that, but you can provide another platform to sell your expertise, to sell your services. Even if you have products only, you can sell some services. Even if you have products, I mean, it's easy to do e-commerce, to deliver. Sometimes you need to change, not just look to any current format that you have and just try to compare with your own product. Because a lot of, I saw literally a lot, like millions of ideas of e-commerce that I didn't think of before, just because the team was only thinking, how can I shift my business to be digital and to keep my current business, to keep my clients, but at the same time to scale into the cyberspace. So you can sell physical products, like tangible products that you can create, that you can buy, anything that you can touch. Digital products, it's like digital goods, templates, services, whatever you have. Services that you can create products with it, because in the third option we have services, and that is custom-made services. So I need a new website. I go to a company, they can code me, or the online e-commerce platform can give me a code. It's not necessarily e-commerce, it's just a store that you go and buy. All the transactions that happens online is called e-commerce. All the transactions, buy and sell and money and currency exchange, whatever you call it, it's e-commerce. So don't get confused between what you do and the e-commerce. E-commerce is everything, every business with online transactions that happens online. I don't mean money transactions, because some stuff can happen cash on delivery. A lot of businesses are based on that. So we have the three kind of products and services or things to sell online. If you have, please, any other ideas, please suggest, but all can fill within these categories as I can see it. Any questions, any input so far? I hope I'm not going very fast. If I'm going very fast, please forgive me and mention that in the chat so I can slow down. How to start your e-commerce business. Now we're going to the technical and the step-by-step part. I try to make it really interesting and with a graph format that we can see later. So we can just, have an exchange maybe. I would love to hear your questions about that. And we have the time to do that. Please feel free to put in the chat. So how to start your e-commerce business? E-commerce is incredibly growing. We all know that, especially after the pandemic. It was already growing, but the pandemic give it a big push to go fast forward and have all the challenges that we had during the pandemic. The only exit that we had was online, with our screens. So everything we're doing was through the screen. And don't feel like you waste maybe time within that period of time. I'm fully, in the digital field. I'm so digital, but at the same time, during the pandemic, I had some struggle. So it's really okay to have that struggle. It's not a waste of time that you had. Take it like a reflection, because I know a lot of businesses who had to pause during the pandemic. It's totally fine. What you can do now is to have that reflection in in use of your journey, and that is big part of your journey. So definitely starting your e-commerce business can be intimidating, can be frustrating sometimes, not if you have the right knowledge, not if you have a very clear vision of what you need to do, and that is very easy. It's not about others. It's not about the information that you can get. It's about you making a clear plan, sitting with yourself. Can be 30 minutes, just writing some notes and making it clear. Don't go with the ideas whenever you start, you will have more opportunities to learn. So don't just get information and get overwhelmed with information. Just start with the minimum knowledge that you have, with the minimum expertise that you have, and you can start with a small circle where you can have all the chance and all the space to learn and grow. It requires hard work and many steps and decisions that need to come together at the right time. Yeah, that's totally, I understand if anyone says that and see that this is a struggle for you, but don't make it like a struggle, make it like an opportunity, because the more you're aware about that, the more opportunities, you can have. Okay, whether you started or not, let's check some steps now that you can that can be useful for your journey and help you start, if you started, to maintain, if you're maintaining, to grow. So you're always at some stage. So I'm interested in the subscription model. It's something I have been thinking of offering my customers, but I don't know the how to. Okay, so Priscilla, thank you for the note, because yeah, subscription is really interesting and it can be growing because you can reduce the amount of money that you get from people, the amount of subscription, and scale the value. Maybe you have to sacrifice in the beginning, but you cannot imagine the number of sales that you can do on e-commerce with subscriptions when you grow. Like, imagine if you have 10 subscriptions and then suddenly you have 100, 1,000, because you're delivering the same service. You're just growing in a healthy way. You don't have to grow your team like very much. So yeah, it's amazing, but I agree that can be more confusing from than the other formats. How to do it, I'll be happy to be talking, you know, separately about that, but I'll give you a notice so everyone can be aware of that. Creating a subscription needs more brainstorming of what you are serving now, what you are delivering to your clients is important. How you can transform it to something related to a subscription. I mean, if you're doing handmade, not handmade, the traditional handmade word, but something that you produce, or you are buying from a supplier, or it's a service, whatever it is, you can turn it into a subscription for people, but you need to give value. You always need to create value for that subscription. Why do I need to get your subscription? This is the question. As a consumer, why do I need to get your subscription? I need to have more value than buying like in one-time shot. I'll be happy to chat with you later on, Priscilla, to talk about that. I'm interested, by the way, to know that, to be part of that challenge. So step one, choose a product or service to sell. And that could be an answer for you, Priscilla, and for anyone who is wondering what would be the product that you can sell. So choose a product or a service to sell, no matter what is your business right now. If it can work, if you feel passionate about, if you feel that you're stuck with that business, I don't know, I got the business from my dad, I need to transform it, it's struggling, I don't know how to do that. You can do that, but if you don't feel love for that, try to create something, a side hustle, a side opportunity, I don't know, business, store, whatever, a website, an Instagram account, whatever you are planning. If you are in a business, if you have a job, if you don't have time, whatever the situation is, you think about a product or service that you can sell, and then evaluate that idea. So write that product. Evaluating the idea means that, you know, checking with yourself, asking your friends, even if it would be sometimes your friends wouldn't maybe take it seriously, so they answer anyhow. Maybe they love you, they don't believe in you, whatever it is, your family, whatever it is, you know, don't get stuck there. Feel free, you know, yeah, feel free to share that question on social media, to ask teams, join some networking sessions. I mean, here you can share a question on the chat so everyone can answer. Please feel free to share here, or in the platform. I mean, Ecom Connect platform can be a great place to do that as well. Social media groups, join some groups where you can ask. I mean, there's in every country, I'm sure that there are some local groups that you can share, and also international groups to share your ideas and keep asking about that idea, because you really need to learn more about that, about your idea, about if people whether like it or not. Not like it, they would buy it or not. Definitely many people would like an idea and then it will end up failing because they don't want to buy it. You know, it's not something that they need. It's not solving one of their problems. Step 2, research, plan, and prepare. Once you are sure about the product and service that you are going to buy, I'm sure that many of you get frustrated when you hear about business plan, market study, audience, competitor, whatever. It's like an auditor firm needs to do that. No, it's not the case. You can have a business plan with one paper that tells everything, and you can have one book that says nothing. So it's not about how big and how professional is the business plan. It's for you. It's just for you. So the business plan, just go and download the template from the online space. There's a lot of free resources there. Just download the template, a small template that you can start with. It will start asking you, like in the business plan, what is your product? And then who is your audience? Who are you going to sell this product or service? What resources do you have? What is your strengths? And the strengths is not just your money, by the way. It's the most, faulty notice or knowledge or information that we have. Resources is not equal money. Your brain is a great resource. Your knowledge is a great resource. Your family, your friends, all are a great resource. Just focus on that. Your environment is a great resource. If you have a lot of problems, you go to the streets. I've heard a lot of people mentioning the country crisis. I mean, the more you have problems in your country, the more you have opportunities, because you can ask anyone, what is your problem? What do you need? And they answer, and here it is, another solution that you can create. And luckily, you're lucky if it's within your field, then it would be really easy to cover. But we don't ask, we don't even ask we don't dare to ask our clients, what do you need? Dare to ask, and you will have plenty of solutions and strengths that you don't know even. Soft skills are a great asset. So just put it. It's not, the value is not only in the money and the resources and whatever it is. Market study. Also, it's a big name, but market study. You just go online and search about articles, ask people, what is happening now in Lebanon? Now, I can ask everyone. Most of the people from Lebanon said that they have a problem with the online payments. Most of the people in Tunisia said that they have problem about supply chain, about shipping, logistics. Some mentioned problems within Africa. Crowdfunding is not possible. So what do we do? Okay, so that's a problem that you can solve, and you can really solve. Like I can personally, I would love to share some ideas about businesses. It will take a lot of time. Maybe we can do that in other sessions. But literally, anyone who dive into the problems, dive into the challenges, and try to find opportunities will have a list of businesses that they can start, but they don't have the time and they don't have the right maybe skills or resources to do that. But maybe if I share that idea with someone in the supply chain field, then that would be a great opportunity with a great steps that I can share. So I'll be happy to share these ideas maybe in another place or through my LinkedIn or whatever. I'll be happy to share it. I do not intend to keep all the ideas with me, definitely. Some ideas that I already worked on that I'll be happy to share as well. If you feel that the idea is the problem, but the idea is not the problem, is how you commit to that idea and how you try to, as I said, to change the problems and the challenges into opportunities. So the market study, you can simply go and have a market study, whether it's your audience, your competitors, how many competitors do you have? How can I, even if you have a lot of competitors, like I literally heard a lot of people telling me when I started the first business in 2020 about websites, like all the companies are doing websites, it's booming, you have a lot of competitors. So I created something new. I built the responsive part, like most of the companies were doing Flash websites, websites that do not open on mobile apps, that are not visible by Google. So I saw that as a problem, and all the expensive websites that were shutting down because of those problems. I brought that idea and started with that. And today I can still find another solution, another problem to stay in the market. And then it created a lot of opportunities to start other businesses. It's not impossible, okay? And to make it like more comfortable, I started from less than zero, okay? So I had a minus financial situation, and I started that. It was struggling, but it was fun. I look back and it's really amazing. So please take your challenges, your problems as an opportunity. It's not just another positive quote that I'm saying. It's something that you really commit to and find a lot of opportunities. So number 3 is set up and launch. Brand identity, platform, channels. In the next slide, I will be talking about some platforms that you can use. But brand identity is about creating your logo, setting their colors, having your spirit, your voice, how you're talking to your audience. Who is your audience and how you're talking to audience is important. This is part of the brand identity. Your logo, your colors. You don't need to hire someone to make your logo if you don't have resources for that. There's a lot of online platforms where you can go, but please don't start your brand identity if you don't learn more about colors, about designs, because what you see is not what others can see. So learn more what is the right color for you, about some user interface notice like design, graphics, because sometimes someone tells you that this is nice, but you don't see it like a nice design. Because it's about experience. It's about how many rules you know, your mind, what you're used to see. So if you are in a country where design is essential, and you go to another country and then suddenly, or another city or another neighborhood, you suddenly see that maybe banners are very nice or very ugly or whatever. So it's not just a perspective, it's something related to rules of design. So please just read about it, watch some videos before creating your identity. If you're not considering hiring a freelancer company, whatever you need to launch it. The platforms, I'll be talking more in the next slide about what platform you can use. A lot of platforms are for free that you can launch, and many platforms are paid with a very small amount of money that you can do. Channels, don't launch channels, don't launch Instagram if you cannot maintain it and you cannot post on it. Okay, don't just be there like another page. Just choose the right platform for you, choose the right channel for your business, and take it from there. Number 4, market, sell, and grow. This is important because it's the time where after launching, you start doing business. Set a marketing plan toward building a loyal and growing community. Even if you waste money and resources and time, please commit to the value that you're giving to your customer, whether it's a service or a product. Don't say that I don't want to deliver that quality for that amount of money for the first couple of customers because I cannot afford it. I had to deliver a lot of free projects for big companies just to have a portfolio when I was still in the university. It was an amazing thing that I did. I felt that most of the people told me that this is not a smart thing to do. This is something that you can get paid for. But I wasn't aiming for that pay. I wanted something more. And that is, experience and a great profile that I can get more from my journey. Launch your online store. That is essential because we're talking about e-commerce. So e-commerce is about the platform. So if I don't have an online website or online marketplace or online, whatever it is, channel, I cannot do e-commerce, So first of all, you have to consider getting your own domain name. The domain name is essential to be easy, memorable. Don't get domain names with dash, with numbers maybe, because it can be spammy. Even if you had to, try to have a little slight change in your domain. Don't make it so long. These are some tips, like quick tips that you can find online. I don't want to waste time on it, but just remember that domain should be like something that people can remember. .com, .net, whatever it is. It's not expensive. It's 10, 12, 14, 15 maximum dollars per year. Try to get that domain and hold it, like keep renewing it. I saw domains that we had to buy for clients for thousands of dollars just because in the beginning of their journey they had to release it, just not to waste or to keep their $10-12 per year. And it wasn't the right smart move to do, because we had to go into negotiation and get their domain back, because many companies buy your domain after 1 year subscription, and it has a value that you can buy, you can sell it. If you don't want to sell it, or you can't sell it, just keep it, renew it. Someday you will need it. Platform. The platform is where you need to host, and that, just to make a hierarchy of ideas, I created now another slide about the platform, because it's a bigger maybe place to talk about. But you have the custom made. You can start your own website from scratch, get a developer or whatever, learn development, learn low code development. There is a lot of solutions now where you don't have to code, you just learn. You need some time to learn, some efforts to put, some nuit blanche, some nights to stay to learn more. You can go with the CMS, WordPress, Drupal, Joomla, all are good CMS. Magento is an e-commerce CMS. WordPress is very famous, like 50% of e-commerce platforms are built on WooCommerce, which is the WordPress system. And you have the software as service, like Shopify, like Amazon. Shopify is software as service to create your own platform, it's not a marketplace. But Amazon, for example, you can put directly your products and launch your page, but you won't have your own domain name. But Shopify, for example, and another solution that we created in Lebanon, by the way, from all the challenges of the payments that are very expensive, that I will be happy to mention as a solution for the challenges we have in the region, not only in Lebanon and many other countries. Sorry if I'm not mentioning, I know many countries have this struggle, but my focus mainly in the region, because of the payment gateways and all these stuff are available here, and I'm aware of. The software as a service simply is, as I said, like Shopify, like Equid, is somewhere that you go and buy your website, like Wix. You buy the website and you pay monthly. It's like subscription-based. Software as a service is subscription-based. You buy the website, you put your domain. It's not your website. When you stop subscription, it's gone. So custom made and CMS, the first two options, it's your website. You move it to whatever host you need. Hosting is the next thing. Once you build your website, you need to host it. You need to put it somewhere on a server to run it. And also you have a lot of businesses or a lot of solutions for that. As long as it's affordable, yet it's reliable. It's like not cheap, affordable. Backup and security are essential, because you can e-commerce, you can literally like waste a lot of money if you try to save money buying a cheap solution in hosting. Because imagine if you have a transaction, I'm your consumer, I bought an order, I submitted an order, and then after 1 hour your website went down for some reason, for a code issue, for whatever. And then after that, you tried to restore. You contacted the company, said that your website was down. They tried to bring a backup back. The backup was done 1 hour before my purchase. My purchase is gone. So backup is about having a reliable solution and having a backup. And the backup could be like all the transactions going to your email. So at least you can cover the loss that you had to contact the client and try to put that order manually again. So make sure that the hosting is there and it has all these features available. Even if you're getting a ready platform, try to check these solutions. These are the most struggling challenges in e-commerce. Maintenance, growth. Don't get any hosting that you cannot grow with. Don't get any platform that cannot grow, because e-commerce is constantly changing. Like literally web and mobile development is growing every day. The code, the development is growing every day. The features are always available. Like every day there are new features. Uptime, stay always online. Your store is 24/7 online. This is your potential. This is your point of strength when you go online. It's not a store that you close and go back home. So it's always online. It's always doing business for you, even when you are asleep. Speed, it should be fast. People leave from the first page if it's slow. And visibility, it should be totally visible to Google, so people can search and find you. And don't underestimate that. You don't need a lot of efforts to do that. making a blog, putting the right description, putting the right titles, the good images would be really essential to make your website visible on Google search. And start making you, by the way, gives you an organic search. Organic means you don't need to pay for Google to show you in the first page. So if your website, if your platform is strong enough, and that here I recommend going with either custom made and CMS or software as service that give you a domain name, that gives you a separate service, but not a marketplace, unless you don't have the resources to start your own website, your own platform. Just start with a marketplace where you can put your products and start selling, make some money, and then launch your own platform. We will talk about that here. Any questions? Meanwhile, I saw someone mentioned in the chat, we have Dokken.co in Tunisia. So Sabrine, is it a marketplace where you put your products or you launch your own business? You can reply anytime. Now, here we can see those solutions. I didn't get all the logos there because there's really a lot. And I intended to put WooCommerce, for example, here and here, because WooCommerce can be self-hosted on WordPress.com and can be software as a service, self-hosted by you. You can download it as open source and you put it on your hosting, buy your own domain and use all the features. You just need to learn how to customize it. Magento is self-hosted. You can download it for free and it's open source and you can upload it on your hosting. Please don't say that this is technical, this is hard. You can get a session. You can learn by yourself. Just even if you get a freelancer to help you, just learn about it. Even if you don't have time, just read about it. And then you have Magento, you have eShops. eShops can be self-hosted, by the way, and can be a marketplace and can be a software as a service. So it's a platform that I was happy to be part of launching in Lebanon. It's eShops and .me. I can show it to you in a later slide after the challenges. Like WooCommerce, it can be software as a service. You can buy a website on it, and also you can have it a marketplace. You don't need to buy it. You just pay whenever you sell. As Marwa mentioned, my web is on Equid. Equid is a software as a service solution that you can buy. Sabrine, you mentioned software as a service like Shopify. So yeah, Dokken.co in Tunisia, mentioned by Sabrine, is similarly to Shopify, similar to eShops as well. So I can see a lot of solutions rising now because people and entrepreneurs and startup cannot really afford the large, investing large amounts to launch their platforms. So the question for Sabrine from Eva, Sabrine, do they charge in local currency? That is a good question, because launching local solutions would be essential if we are accepting in local currencies. Marketplaces like Amazon, eBay, I'm sure in many countries are available. Pardon. And guess what? If you are in Africa, if you are in Middle East, if you are in Latin America, wherever you are, and you feel that Amazon and eBay and the Shopify and all the big platforms are not available or accessible to you, you can always start a business in those countries. The only limitation would be having a bank account, and you can also have a workaround for that. Launching, like registering a business in the States or wherever you need is very easy, and it can cost you like $50 a month for some states, and for example in the US. There is a lot of platforms online where they can register that. And it's really amazing what you can do if you can have that knowledge. So you can start your own business on Amazon, on eBay, if you are not from those countries. You can always do that. But again, you don't need to go there. You can start from your own country, face the challenges, because it makes you more comfortable, maybe having control over your account, not having your business in another country, for many reasons. But try to get there anyway, to learn about it. Shopify can can be an easy solution, but again, every platform comes with a different challenge. Shopify, you don't have that human interaction. You need to register and start building by your own. I had a lot of requests in my businesses and with my teams for Shopify developers. Why would I need a software as a service solution if I need a developer? But since it's becoming complicated and it's growing, so they cannot provide direct support. So you need an expert to do that. And small solutions like the ones that Sabrine mentioned, I'm sure that they are more available than Shopify if you need to launch. Equid started with that, but now they are scaling, so they don't have time to reply to the clients. Some software as service in Nigeria, Kena, are Shopkite and Boompa. Okay, so I'm glad that there is a lot of solutions rising in different countries, and this is amazing. This is the platform that I mentioned, eShops, that I was part of. I'm proud to be mentioning that it is a marketplace, a self-hosted and software as service. We had this challenge in Lebanon and in the region that a platform is sometimes available as a software as service, but people cannot afford even paying for subscription as a beginner. So we created the marketplace solution. It's somewhere where people can post their products, and the most important thing is that providing online payments on those platforms is essential. So on eShops, if you are on the marketplace, you can accept PayPal, you can accept cryptocurrency, you can accept MasterCard and Visa and Stripe and whatever solution you need, and you can get paid by commission. This is the difference between having a marketplace, selling on a marketplace. They can get paid on your behalf and send you the amount minus their commission. They can do the shipping as well. So it's really important to start with a marketplace. If you don't have the resources and the time to do that, to start your own platform. So online payments, I'm sure that we really need maybe another session for online payments, because there's a lot of information about that and a lot of struggle with all of you. PayPal is simply a peer-to-peer payment solution. Most of you know, but it's not available in most of the countries. But some side solutions were created, like the marketplace that I mentioned. I mean, for me, I registered a business like a long time ago in the States and Australia just to have PayPal, for example. In the beginning, I didn't need the business. I just registered to PayPal and Stripe. Pardon, but by that time, there were no solutions like people who can accept payments on my behalf. We also created something called PayCloud, by the way, that we're trying to register. PayClouds, you can accept PayPal from any country, but it's like an intermediate between PayPal and your bank account. We're trying to legalize it somehow because it's new. You know, fintech solutions are very new, and there are no good laws for that. We're trying to push hard, and especially in countries that laws and legislations are very hard to be done with all the the situation that all you hear in the news for many countries. It's hard to get to register something new. So we try to register it in another country, and that goes, you need a lot of resources and you need to be there. You have Stripe. Stripe is just a processor. The difference between PayPal and Stripe, that Stripe only process your money to the bank account. They don't hold the money. You just, all the amount goes directly to the bank account within 3 days or whatever you choose. And the PayPal, it's in your pocket. You have the pocket. You have the local bank accounts. You can go to your bank and ask for a payment gateway, and they will give you all the technical details required to start your online payment gateway and to put it on your platform, so you can start accepting MasterCard and Visa. Also, MasterCard and Visa can be good partners for big companies, but anyway, you don't go to Visa and MasterCard, you go to the bank to accept payments. But anyway, PayPal, MasterCard, Visa, all are now going into cryptocurrency as well. They have digital wallets. Cryptocurrency is another, whole field, but please don't look at cryptocurrency as if you need to learn how to create or how to make a cryptocurrency to invest in cryptocurrency or to accept cryptocurrency. You don't understand how dollars and your local currency is made and how the value it is to buy it, to get it, to get paid with your salary, right? So it's the same example. I love this example, by the way. I created this example because I keep hearing from all the people around, I don't want to invest or accept cryptocurrencies. I'm not encouraging you to use PayPal or crypto or whatever, but I'm just showcasing the solutions. If you really need to get involved in cryptocurrency, you don't need to learn how you create cryptocurrency. You don't need to learn how to develop cryptocurrency. You don't need to be a developer of blockchain to invest and to accept payments. You on all the what you need to know is what is the situation of that currency. Similarly, when you do with the local currency and the US dollars and the Japanese whatever, so you just need to know what is the situation. Is it good to hold my dollars, or is it going to be de-evaluated? So this is the only thing that you need to do. So just read about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. What is their current situation whenever you're accepting that? Because it's the next, pardon, it's the next era, it's the next field, it's the next thing in business, in making business. Simply, I would tell you that cryptocurrency, you don't need a bank account. I can send you directly, you are your bank account. You have a wallet you can create on a mobile application from a trusted company that can hold your wallet, and you can start sending money. You can buy it in the beginning, either by providing a service, you get paid in cryptocurrency, or you just buy it with your local currency or dollars online. And then you can integrate it within your e-commerce platform, so you can start getting paid. At least read about it at this stage. Don't get, please, overwhelmed that, oh my God, I need to learn more about cryptocurrency at the next. Don't get frustrated. I learned about Bitcoin 10 years ago, and I only invested in Bitcoin like 1 year ago. And it's really a humble and small amount of investment. I'm planning to integrate it within a PayCloud solution that I created with my team to accept payments in the vulnerable countries that don't have access to good financial solutions. And that's it. So please just learn about it. And I'll be happy, of course, to share. I know that every country has a different situation. I also be happy to hear from you and provide some solutions about online payments. But you can go to the bank if you have a business. Sometimes they can accept any individual, some banks, and you can register a company outside your country to have Stripe and PayPal, and you can use cryptocurrency. You can always start with cash on delivery. And sometimes, like for people in Lebanon, there's a new solutions rising every day. You can use it, like Wish Money. You can check it. You can integrate it with your website. You don't need a business. And in many other countries, there are quite a lot of solutions that you can use. I'll be happy to share any solutions within your country if you just send me a message, tell me that I'm in this country, what solutions would be. Shipping methods, you can easily contact DHL, UPS, FedEx for international shipping. You can get in touch with local delivery companies. The only thing that you need to get, because if you sell like 100 products per month, you need a reliable shipping or delivery company where all the transactions can be integrated within your website. So for example, a shipping company or delivery company in Lebanon can give you, or in any country, like other than DHL, UPS, and FedEx, or Aramex, or whatever you can deal with, they can provide you with the quick steps that you can integrate within your website, and all the transactions and orders can directly go to the shipping company. So you don't need to struggle calling the shipping company to do the shipping. It's automatically done. And at the end of the month, they give you a list of the shipping and you pay for that. And also the payment would be taken from the customer during the checkout. So all of that is provided by the shipping company. I can see a lot of chat messages. I'll be happy to read. What for Lebanon? Again, please, Marwa. Yeah, Nancy already answered. Wish Money is new. We tested it with a couple of companies. We were able to integrate it with a lot of websites, like within my team, the technical team. It was amazing. The challenges that we have, I can just mention these. I'm sure that you have others. Please feel free to mention in the chat. And I am sure that we cannot tackle all the challenges now within a session, but the challenges can be online payments. We talked about that. Shipping, workforce can be your challenge. If you don't have, by the way, I can provide one tip by challenge. For online payments, as I said, you can check your local, like keep searching, because there's a lot of fintech solutions, like the ones that you mentioned, that you're mentioning in the chat. You can have, you know, a cash on delivery at the start, and then you can just provide to provide many solutions for your customers. You can register a business. It's not about money. You can register a business outside your country. It's not about money. It's about knowledge. It can cost you $50 to $100 sometimes to register a business in a separate country. Okay. So for the shipping, you can also reach out to startups. There's a lot of startups right there to about shipping, and they are always happy to work with other startups. And also you can sometimes do your own shipping, by the way. I saw a lot of people starting with delivering in their city, somehow getting a bicycle if you are in a flat city. You can also do that in some cities. And then when you get money, you start doing bigger solutions. Workforce, by the way, the most trending now solution for not having, if you don't have a team to help you, is getting interns. You can provide a big value for your interns. It's not about money always. You can pay money sometimes, a little bit of money. Sometimes you can give equities. You can give them sales equities. You can provide them with exposure. You can provide them with certificates for their university. You know, you can have a lot of, just make your positioning, make your identity, be professional, and that would be a great value for your interns. So try to build teams with interns. Lack of funds can be crucial. Try to start with your point of strength, like workforce, online payments, shipping. Try to check whatever is accessible to you without investing big time. Free marketing, join groups, join sessions to market your product, to market your service. Provide value, provide free value for people would be really priceless, and you don't need money to do that. I did it this way, by the way. Lack of time, it can be frustrating, but please go and do time management. I mean, I give time management in some large sessions similar to this, but I provide time management because it's essential. Most of the people say we don't have time in the beginning, and then they end up after 5 years making 5 businesses and having all the time to do that. How did you do that? It's just time management. It's not about magic. It's not about losing your business or leaving some stuff aside so you can have more time to do that. Legal services can be also frustrating. If you don't have access to legal services, try to join influencers. They are providing a lot of legal services and any professional services for free. Try to reach out, ask questions in the comments, ask other people, ask on the network. LinkedIn can be a great source of information. Don't use it to get just hiring process and all this stuff. Try to follow some hashtags. If you have other struggles and challenges, please provide them in the chat or send it by email. Quickly, some do and don'ts. I'm done. It's the last slide. And I'll be happy to get your questions. Please feel free to share your questions. Do use vivid product, like exciting product descriptions, high quality images on your products. Don't put any images, please. Put some variations of images about your product to show your client that, because e-commerce sometimes can be a problem of trust if they cannot see the product in front of them, they cannot touch it. But this can really be a replacing for that if you provide high quality images, provide high quality descriptions and high quality images together. Videos can increase the sales big time, because the video is talking about the product, showing the service in the video, seeing you in the video would increase the trust and credibility. What you don't have to do and don't bury your call to action. Don't make it like fade, just show it. Buy now, add to cart. That's it. Okay, get a code, whatever call to action you have, register now to the webinar. Whatever call to action you have, make it visible. Don't make it like, you know, within a big text and a lot of images. Make it clear. Make long checkout. Don't make long checkout process. Okay, I take your information, then go to payment, then go to process. Put it all in one page. And that most of the solutions are doing that right now. Don't select random items for recommendations. In your platform, whatever you're using, don't put a lot of items like you need to sell everything for the same customer. No, you have to create a niche. Just sell the right products for your customer. And if you manage to make loyal customer, then you will have all the time in the world to sell your products, all other products your customer. Don't provide online chat if you are not available to answer. Online chat is amazing if you create it. It's like you're always there, available to reply. With the artificial intelligence available with Tidio.com is for free for a set number of answers. There is artificial intelligence where the robot can answer while you are offline. And while you are online, download the app and just please answer your customers within seconds. Because if you have a chat, then I expect to have an answer in no time. Thank you so much. These are my contact details. It was really amazing to learn from you about all this stuff. I'll definitely go and learn more from the chat. I hope we have the save of this chat, Eva. I have some questions. We're done so far. I don't want to hold you more than the expected time, but I will be happy to answer now some questions. There's something called, yeah, pardon.
In parallel, I will be launching also the poll. So if you can reply everyone to the poll while talking with Jack about the Q&A, and if you have any questions.
Yeah, that would be great. And thank you for reminding me. I forgot about that. So yeah, please try to answer this poll while I'll be answering the question and providing more information within this time to get benefit of it. So there's something called click and collect in Europe. Is this considered e-commerce? I don't really know more a lot. I would be happy if Hasmik, I can learn more about that. I'll definitely have a search, but it's up to you. Like, you can know that if that platform is providing online exchange between you and the customer, or between any stakeholder, business to business, as I mentioned before, business to customer, customer to business, if the transaction, if the communication to sell and buy is online, then it is e-commerce. Whether it's information, product, service, whatever it is e-commerce. Hamad, that is true. When we started our business, we bought our own bike for the delivery. This is amazing. You know, I know a startup that we helped launch their marketplace about handmade. And once, you know, we had this talk, once I just delivered this knowledge, they started another company for delivery. They found that they have a lot of vendors because it's a marketplace. They rely on their vendors to sell on their marketplace. So they provided their own delivery later on. They were delivering by themselves with like one bike and you know, one car maybe. And sometimes they had to leave their job because they were freelancers, and just to deliver the product within their lunch break, whatever. And then they decided to start. Then they have now two companies, one in the marketplace and then one is the shipping. And this is amazing because, you know, this is a struggle that creates an opportunity. Thank you, Muhammad, for that. Tara, how to register our business in Lebanon or abroad? Apparently, it's more difficult now in Lebanon due to the situation. And I'm working on building my own website through WooCommerce, but the payment gateway is stopping me from moving on with the process. Any solution to help regarding that? Thank you so much for the question, Tara. It's actually summarizing all the struggle with e-commerce in Lebanon and in many countries. I'm losing my voice. So in Lebanon, you know, I'm not concerned more about registering the business more than shutting down the business, because we don't have the failing mentality. Please feel free to register and fail anytime you want. And to do that, try not to register a company in the beginning. I'm not sure I don't want to give a wrong legal service, but I was really involved within my experience with the legal services. I registered my business myself in the beginning just to learn about the whole process. And everyone from Lebanon, you know how hard it is to go by yourself without having to bribe someone and without getting a delegate or someone, you know. and register your business. And I did it by myself just to learn about it, because I had to learn with a lot of entrepreneurs, so I had to learn it. And I registered my own business also in the States. Even I've never been before. So please, nothing is impossible whenever you have the right knowledge. So Tara, maybe you can start with registering a sole. If you don't have partners, if it's just your business, you register as a sole trader, which is the muassasa establishment in Lebanon. It's very easy. It costs you only 600,000 Lebanese pounds. It's not a big number for people who are not from Lebanon. It's just a lot of zeros. So that would be really, and you just need to go to the financial Ministry of Finance next to the registration in Ba'abda, where you can just do the permission to start doing business, which is in مزاولة مهنة, is in مزاولة مهنة in Arabic. So once you do that, you can start doing business. You can get a bank account, which can be personal. The only problem with that is that your personal belongings are for your business. So as long as you're not going into debt, you're not to go to get money from the bank, or now we don't have banks. So you can do that. I started like that. It's really amazing, and the taxes can be a lot if you do the right taxation. But at the same time, if you're a small business and trying to maintain your as long as you're not going over $75,000, you can stick to that per year. I'll be happy to share more information, by the way, separately, because it's so related to Lebanon. Please, Tara, feel free to reach out on LinkedIn, and I'll be happy to help. And the payment gateway as well. Try to check Whoosh Money. PayCloud is a solution that we created, but it's not legalized yet. We're only using it like a testing period. It's amazing. You can accept PayPal, cryptocurrency, whatever you want, and it can be transferred to your bank account. But Whoosh is also a great solution because you can go and get it from a store, like similar to OMT store. There is Whoosh store now. With Keina, thank you. You learned a lot. It is my pleasure. I'm happy to hear that, Keina. With website on and software as a service like Squarespace, do I still need to find a hosting agent? No, software as service is already hosted, and they're hosting. You don't need a hosting. Tara, yes, I'll do that. Thank you. Please reach out later on for more details. Zarifa, can you share some advice, links on how to register a business abroad? What countries would you recommend for that? I really wouldn't. I don't want to, mislead you with any information. Please do research. Don't count off me, because things are changing. But Blook, something called Blook, I think .io, just double check. They are providing online registration, automated online registration for in many places in the world. And Delaware, by the way, would be something, a place where you can pay $300 every year just for taxes, as long as you're not invoicing within the States. So check about that, but please read more about more solutions online. So Zarifa, I hope this helped. What countries would you recommend? Delaware definitely is a place where taxation is amazing, but as long as you are making an online e-commerce platform and not getting in the money transaction thing and all these maybe things that need more legal. Marwa, to check out is for businesses. To check out is a bit expensive. Yeah, you can try it. Marwa, Lama, yeah, you can try it. As for businesses, yes, they need to approve your business in order to have this. Lama, we had a personal account with them. I'm not sure about that. Maybe I didn't use it before, but I remember that I had to go into a very long process when I was a small business, a person like a freelancer. It was hard to accept, but when I was the business, I got it like immediately. I mean, good website, trustful website is amazing. Like you can do a lot with a professional conversation. You can do a lot. Yes, it was a long process though, Lama. Yes, I agree. You can use Stripe Atlas to create a company in USA. Yeah, thank you, Sabrine. I learned that from Stripe. We are partners in Sydney. We work a lot on that. I'm not sure about the process, but Stripe Atlas can be also a fundraising place, so you can get fundraising opportunities. And also you can register it easily. Yeah, that would be an option. Thank you so much, Sabine. Thank you so much. Eva, I'm not sure if the poll is ended or we can give it more time.